Well, thank you for that warm welcome. It's an honor to be here with so many friends of so many years and fellow patriots at such a time as this, at the Republican-Jewish Coalition Annual Leadership Summit, more important than ever before. To Norm Coleman, Matt Brooks, Dr. Miriam Adelson, and everyone at the RJC, thank you for your years of leadership, strengthening the ties that bind America and our most cherished ally, Israel. And thank you for bringing us together today at this crucial moment in the history of Israel, the region, and the world. October 7th, Israel endured the most brutal assault on Jewish people since the Holocaust. More than 1,400 innocent men, women, and children lost their lives. Hundreds more were kidnapped and are hostage still to this hour. In this dark hour, every American leader should speak with one voice and say to the world, America stands with Israel. We stand with Israel for the same reason the American people have always stood with Israel. We stand with Israel because her cause is our cause. Her values are our values. Her fight is our fight. We stand with Israel because we believe in right over wrong, in good over evil. And as believing Americans have for generations, we stand with Israel because Israel's very existence is proof that God's promises are true. As we stand in this foreboding moment, all of us who stand with Israel know Israel has no choice but to crush Hamas. So America must stand with Israel today and tomorrow, and through every hard day of fighting until Hamas is destroyed once and for all. And while Hamas and their handlers in Tehran are solely responsible for the atrocities of October 7th, history teaches that weakness arouses evil. And Joe Biden's weakness on the world stage, the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan, 2 years of appeasement toward Iran, and kowtowing to China have emboldened the enemies of freedom. The only remedy is American strength. So for our national security and a peaceful world, we must resolve here and now that Joe Biden will never be reelected President of the United States. And we will send strong Republican leadership to the White House. For the truth is, though immediately after the Hamas massacre, President Biden seemed to say the right things, that was then. This is now. Now we know the Biden administration has been pressuring, even threatening Israel to stay her hand. Consistent calls for restraint. Now, let me say from my heart to the President of the United States and his administration, President Joe Biden should end all talk of restraint and support Israel's right to self-defense unconditionally. We should stand strong with Israel. No daylight between Israel's position and ours, and America should make it clear that there will be no aid delivered to Gaza until all hostages are free. And because we know who holds Hamas's leash, this administration should impose snapback sanctions on Iran, should permanently freeze the $6 billion ransom, and put the mullahs on notice that any effort to widen the war through Iranian proxies will be met with American force. And today, as the United States is experiencing the most explosive and dangerous demonstrations of anti-Semitism in our history, never before have people gathered in the streets of America to celebrate the mass murder of Jews. So I call on President Biden and every member of Congress, take immediate steps to condemn anti-Semitism in all its form and defund every university and college that allows anti-Semitic demonstrations on their campus. It's such a serious time. I had to be with you today. As many of you know, I'm not new to the cause of American support for Israel. During my 12 years in Congress, I championed support for our most cherished ally. And it was my great privilege to co-found the Anti-Semitism Caucus in the Congress with the only Holocaust survivor ever to be elected to our nation's capital. When I was governor of Indiana, I passed one of the toughest anti-BDS bills in the nation, and the time has come for a nationwide law ending BDS in America. And it was the honor of my life to serve as vice president in the most pro-Israel administration in American history. Our administration ensured that Israel would always have the resources and the strength to defend herself by herself. From our first day in office, we worked to strengthen the ties that bind the people of our nations together. And it was my privilege to be a part of that. But how times have changed. Under President Joe Biden, America has grown weaker, poorer, and less respected on the world stage than ever before. But the debate over America's future role in the world is not confined to differences between the two parties. I believe as we prepare to choose a standard bearer for our party, the question will not merely be who, but what Republicans will offer America in 2024. Will Republicans continue to be the party of the traditional conservatives that has defined our movement over the past 40 years? Or will our party follow the siren song of populism unmoored to conservative principles? As war rages in Eastern Europe and Israel, and China continues its provocations in the Asia-Pacific, a new populist movement in the Republican Party says that America should retreat from her leadership position, turn inward, and focus solely on domestic concerns. I don't have to tell people gathered here that there are powerful voices within and outside our party that say we have to choose between supporting our allies and solving problems here at home. Now, let me say from my heart, Anyone who says that America cannot solve our problems at home and be the leader of the free world has a pretty small view of the greatest nation on earth. We have done both. We must do both. We will do both for the sake of America, Israel, and the world. I believe we've come to a Republican time for choosing, now more than ever. The American people in the world need the Republican Party to stand tall for freedom. You know, it was our party that brought down the Soviet Union. It was our party that led the fight in the global war on terror. And it will be Republican leadership that will lead us to a future of security and prosperity and peace for America, Israel, and the world. Never doubt it. So men and women of the Republican Jewish Coalition, your voice has never been more important. I'm grateful for all that all of you have meant to the cause of freedom and America's relationship with Israel. And so I urge you, embrace a generation of leaders who will continue America's commitment to leadership at home and abroad. It's never been more important. And I promise you, wherever the Lord leads in the days ahead, I will do my part to ensure that now and always America stands with Israel. I came here to be with so many friends to express my unwavering support for Israel